for them. The results don't lie. And we go in. It'll be Xset on the attacking side, which therefore means FPX on the defending side. And once again, Xset looking to maybe create a little bit of opportunity, a little bit of room through middle at the very beginning.
The eyes do lie on BCJ. He was the difference maker in this previous matchup. An outstanding performance here on Pearl. The slower approach this time around, FPX happy to sit a lot deeper. Actually, Angel should just about have his knife coming online here. So if this stack towards Art comes to fruition, yeah, another 3 seconds on this, he might be able to get some key information here behind the Trailblazer.
Let's see how they layer this. That's already quite a big amount of info. That's going to maybe cover a little of it. Doesn't actually catch us anything.
I'm surprised that it's cooked so early, to be honest. The Trailblazer already confirming.
Could have layered that potentially a little better, but now they've turned their sights elsewhere.
Chow actually takes a tag away for him, but jump peek, the reveal, and Xset reading into that here. They're a little hesitant to approach here, Lauren.
And this is the FPX that is excruciating to play against at times, that you will have to, you don't get opportunity. Look how deep they are sat in all of these sites.
Look how late the walls come in as well. These protocols are solid right now from FPX. Sugetsu might even have an opportunity to go huge here in the pistol.
Well, it's going to be Angel to offset it by kind of ticket booth-ish. Sightward bound, 13 seconds. Sugetsu actually gets initial attention. I thought maybe Angel would have swung for him, but no. Xset on the site, and Deathwood 2. That's a spike now planted. It's Artis and Xiao, and positioning there over towards CT. Already Xiao was noted earlier with those tags coming through, so he's down a little lower than Light. But again, I like this from Xset, sitting tucked on the site. Def off towards short. And the first contact made. Belting shot. Xiao now last one alive, trying to go on in. Gonna get a little bit of punish done, but Xset set the tone. They are willing to deal with FPX's pacing.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, sitting very deep, but both information tools within that mid-round used at pretty much the same time. No value whatsoever. I'm not talking about just the suppress, but even it being shot or finding, you know, information elsewhere. Allowed Xset to kind of really run away with mid there, and there was no challenge coming through from FPX. It was Xiao to really just play contact on double doors. Interesting approach here. I was talking about it being hesitant on the side of Xset, but seemingly fully in control there. Sugetsu unfortunately catching a flash from this man just at the wrong moment, but CJ now. Exploration towards B long here. Artis tucked in the corner, headhunter in hand, 4 shots. Does have his TP to safety as well.
There. And I'm loving seeing the protocol list from Xset so far on this map. I feel like we are seeing that NA are suited to this pretty quickly. Happy enough watching Optic on it too. They looked pretty solid. Obviously, Xset would probably rather not think about that series, but as it stands, Cryo kind of leaning back, drifting back through middle with a little bit of attention. I like this re-exploration towards B long, but it's not being unmarked, which is good. A nice default hold here. A little later on rotation to support the rest, but it is still going to be Astra, so it's not the worst thing in the world. They can still support that A-site hit coming in when they need it, and that knife reveals nothing again.
We're actually seeing a rotation come off that. Angel slipping back all the way into spawn now. It's pretty problematic here for Xiao. Not even sure if he can score there. Ducks right into the fast lane, punished for it. Cryo to find the opener here. BCJ will find the plant. Angel will fall as well in the back lines. Everybody coming through the same way now.
This is so beautifully constructed, and Cryo starting to heat up a little here. Nice little stat padding if you got it. With a second now, tucked all the way back around. And Sugetsu will probably be his first big challenge, and actually fails that one. But again, BCJ happy to hold. Make sure nothing came of it. And Artis, an unlikely situation even for this man. Spike ticking away, and Xset are really coming in this, looking well constructed. I love the discipline on the way they're approaching the game. Nothing particularly flashy about it yet. It is just drilled protocols. It's very well constructed hits. And Artis trying to do a little something if he could on the way out. He's being given absolutely nothing.
Fall to the spike as well. Many positives coming through. 2 weapons removed. Obviously Cryo at the 2250, pretty happy about that, and actually maintain the Vandal as well. Good opportunity here. We'll see how. Oh, Scooter Gang.
I love the Scooter Gang. I didn't know that. I like the way they're just adding these now because they're like the observers will get bored at some point. I haven't seen the whale shot yet. I haven't seen any whale spotting. can do that, please, observers.
Is it triggered by it?
Vamos!
Don't know.
Oh, Psycho's adopted the Vamos now as well.
Ah, it's spreading.
It's just the catchphrase of the tournament.
Apparently so. It was nice before. It's all there. So we look at the bonus now. For Xset, what do they come in with? You have to take a little look through here. Actually, not bad. Def and
Really
Cryo.
well padded out. It's BCJ
Really
on
solid.
the pistol, and that's about the only concern here.
Dangerous times for FPX on the other side as Artist, the first one to take contact potentially towards long here. Happy to take the fight, gets it, dips away. Lovely first blood. Can fall off this safely and doesn't need to overextend or take any risks.
So actually, Sugetsu, I think looking to wall himself up here on contact, but except considering the rotation, we'll come and deal with some of this utility elsewhere. Only 60 seconds left on the clock now, so have to be proactive about it. You can see the ping coming through to try and deal with that trap. Zekken here to deal with the Trailblazers, still showing presence towards B-Long. I think potentially Zipan missed that audio cue though, from Zekken sliding away. So Angel's really going to feel the pinch here if this hit comes in the next 10 seconds. Shao does make his way back through spawn though.
He's going. I'm wondering on the time on this. Still has a flash and his fragment to invest here. Gets himself prepared and timing's everything. 30 seconds contact.
30 seconds
it's
left.
Cryo, perfect. And they're so deep already. They're so far up on this. You're going to look at one of the players isolated. It's going to be Shao towards Secret, and that's pretty much it. Horn goes up. Yeah, no one really on site. Still a little bit cognitive and worried about the smokes. Maybe someone lingering, but for all intents and purposes, they have the site. Great trade for BCJ. That's the plan now coming in. Yes, it's 10 seconds, but nothing can deny the plan so far. Now we're in the post, and it's down to 2. Make it just 1.
You're a little disconnected from this as well. The tap comes through. Should be Zipan to seal the deal. His third on the round. Great cleanup from FPX, but a massive gap in this defensive formation. Arc kind of isolated once again. Angel caught off with some unfortunate timing, but he's playing so deep on the stairs that there's no real recovery factor there.
No, if he doesn't hit the shot,
I mean,
he's dead.
Unless he goes huge, it's like a
Sure.
1-for-1 scenario. And Shao, like I said, was making his way back through spawn. FPX, luckily, I mean, with Shao's challenge, yes, he gets traded out, but at least it buys an extra couple of seconds. The plant is still pressured. I remember who it was that fell in the back lines there on stairs towards main, but concerning here, whether or not there's going to be an adjustment here with 3 players stacked towards A site for FPX. It should be some intention to deal with that.
Shutting them down. Enemy suppressed.
My curiosity lays deeper into this game of what Xset have tried to note from these early rounds as well, what they extrapolated about FPX, who, again, different comp, different look, kind of coming into this learning on the job here for Xset. And this time Artist, a different angle. Not quite posted on top for this one.
This solo setup though, you can see the trap on the pillar. Should be able to isolate if somebody does try and deal with it. Xset just drifting back and forth, and you're talking about, you know, fact finders. There's not a lot of tangibles here. I think actually the ping coming through from Zekken might have just spotted Artis. See, he's posted up for this now.
He's in trouble. Yeah, decides to dip out of there, rightly so. Gonna have to give up at least the initial angle now. Wonder if he can get back around to something a little bit more postured up. 38 seconds now, they got to make their move fast. Already the commitment towards the side. There's that wall we're waiting to see, and already Zekken's on the site itself. I don't know if the Nightfall caught as many as they wanted, and I'm waiting for Sugetsu to show his hand. The bloodshed's already happened on the side, the spike's been lost, and that's Arnis locking out at least 2. Chao's got the final player, and this time Artis feeling that pressure just right, falls away, supports him, place. FPX finally showing a little bit of that answer back here to Xset.
It is actually on the flip side of what I was saying about this deep hold and leaving a couple of holes around the map. Actually, it takes Xset so long to explore towards sites. There's no overzealous peaks from FPX. There's no risk, actually, in terms of the way they're playing this defense so far. So, actually, it's almost baiting Xset in to be the ones to make this pace change, switch things up a little bit and start hitting a site. Because this default really hasn't looked good since the weapons have come on the board.
Similar starting scenes, isn't it? But this time, I wonder how far Angel pushes this, if he does. Now, on the other side, we're looking at what they're running with. Xset down to odds and ends. Spectres, smattering of sheriffs, and that's about a stinger or 2 in there. And it's Sugetsu to note them by the door, so unfazed so far, going to commit the slow and swing into it. Def gets punished, and you can see Zipan now dialing up the pressure on the other side. At this point, gotta be careful in middle here, but Sugetsu wants him dead, man. Zekan's on the other side, and he looks dead. Yeah, this is clean work from FPX, dealing and reading with what Xset wanted to achieve here.
That will confirm with the Trailblazer as well. Wall will go up. Not many options left for Xset now. VCT might be able to get over the top of this. No, it's gonna have to deal with that chunk in the doorway.
Man's got moves.
Yes, he does have the moves.
He goes for it. Round 2. Oh no! It was a death trap on the other side. Artis gets fed some kills. So FPX have more than stabilized now. I think we've seen that pendulum swing. The first two look quite clear-cut for Xset. Quite genuinely like the look coming out for them. Again, of course, though, it being the pistol, once those weapons came on, Mike, it's looked different.
It absolutely has. And now, I think it gets to the point where if Xset don't switch things up a little bit, that's when FPX can get a little more aggressive. Have some ultimates to complement that now as well. Again, though, seeing them set up in a little bit spread in this default.
If you want to play, let's play.
Which is concerning, because like I said, they're not learning an awful lot from these rounds. Like I said, Artis has gone exploring now.
It's
actually disabled and punished on the back of that. BCJ happy to greet him.
Great start for BCJ. What a pick to find. Artis. Again, maybe the timing is a little soon for me. I don't mind them trying to turn up the pressure, but they have been in this default for some time, so kind of play into their hands. Cryo going to make life work of Sugetsu, tries to get a little bit more creative through the door, turn the flash, get the frag! Angel's down. Cryo doing great work here. Battling his way forward, now very aware that door is no longer safe. Has to be a little bit more cautious, but BCJ has his back. Now Xiao and Zipan split between the sites here. Zeke's going to come in. I mean, that's no surprise, but it does slow down the tempo for a second.
Split one to each side here. Chance for Xset to recover the spike. Under no threat right now. It looks as if they've got their sights set towards Xiao. Again, it's taken them so long here. They're so conscious now that actually if Artis has pushed one extremity, what's happened elsewhere? Because actually with this default, there's a real lack of map control towards the back lines.
And even the early knife from Def, I went think towards either middle or B. It was certainly not the standard one towards A, and the timing on this Xiao's actually just slipping away. Falling a little deeper, but this will keep his attention drawn. Spike on the site with 10 seconds.
10 seconds
Second
left.
pushing past Pit over towards Secret. They're all on site. Good quick pick from Xiao, though, finding Def, just trying to creep towards the back. And I think he's noted there's a chance of this and waiting patiently. Peekaboo! Zeka still gets it, but the trade's right there. Zipan's not out of it yet. 2 flashes to play with here. Finds one on the site. Gonna note that. That's BCJ considered. Cryo, though, the final boss. Hard to pry away. And Zipan, it's a stab in the dark. It's guesswork here, and BCJ, lovely deeper angle to slip away to.
Stabilized towards the end of that. Again, the economy already heavily in favor of FPX. One away from the res now, one away from the null command. Still have that tour de force available, but a little bit of impatience there from FPX. Not really well considered. It's a solo push from Artis. I actually know how deep his TP was invested, but obviously caught by the knife regardless. 2 great responses from Cryo as FPX actually tried to counterbalance that pressure over towards V-Long and try and take control of mid.
There.
Learning lessons for FPX, you don't get to have your way, and I wonder how stubborn they'll be in this. Looks like they're willing to fight for an Artis this time to find BCJ, so willing to take the challenge towards middle. And actually, he's sticking around for more. He's not fallen from this at all, but need to be very aware that double door is open. Angel gonna get contact, but Zipan is there by his side.
Like I say, navigate this now. Xiao to post up towards B-Long. Angel close by there in connector on the bottom of the link. Potential to set him up for this flash. It's so cautious by Xset though.
Xiao just jiggle beacon this out. I mean,
yeah.
We'll know now anyway, but
there you go, spotted it.
Okay, it's a full away call for rotation. You could already see instant moves coming out from Artis. Maybe Zipan could linger a little longer. Yeah, still going to commit the dog through towards double door just to ensure this isn't all inside here. But now they should be pretty aware that Xset are on the door.
Can't use it.
Should have safe passage towards site. Spike's still in the hands further away. That's with Def here, but a big fight, 1 for second on the side, taking down Xiao. That's good. Take away Angel and Sunny. You might be able to get a plant here. FPX being put under the gun. A 2v2 now, and the divide goes through as well. Still no plant yet, 24 seconds. And if Artis stands, there is always a chance for something to go on. The wall goes in as well. Artist tries to swing it, and that is beautifully shut down by Xset. They have met the pace from FPX. They have found their answer, and they've come right back in.
A lot more decisive as well, even on the back of this, not deterred by the presence shown by FPX. Sweep through, and actually the kill into elbow on Angels, the one that really turns that back in their favor. So great work from Aaron, picking up 4 on this round. FPX will actually call the timeout now.
There it is, that was a big
Is this here again with Zipan in this position? Again, there's just a little bit of impatience to swing ahead of that. There's no pressure coming onto any other member of Xset during that site hit.
A little bit more intent behind that, but that's neither here nor there for now. As we dive back in with FPX, the ones coming off the back of this timeout, what have they adjusted? What have they considered?
Well, the big thing actually now is that it's the second time we're seeing Ardis playing away from B site now. Does have the operator in hand. A very deep position now is concerning because Xset have been shift walking through the map, and he's going to be rewarded for it. He stays around.
Oh, he's so bold in this. Almost got the follow-up as well. Dips down towards pit. The wall goes up by a little bit of time. But again, this battle between Ardis and Cryo is something I want to keep my eye on. See how they work each other out, how they figure each other out.
Similarly here, it's completely unnoted at all. I mean, not even considered on the side of Xset. Zeka tries to burst through.
It's on his own, though. There was no one else there with him. So you get to easy stuck, and it just tuck himself in behind that wall as well. Really play the time, make this site look impossible to hit. And they're running through their utility. Look at what's remaining for Xset. It is really not much. And now FPX starting to invest theirs, ensuring they are still present here. The pop flash to follow. Yeah, not a favorable angle at this point. No, Ardis has your number, and this site's closed. This shop is done for business today. So get to heating up. They're trying to get this one over and done with, get to that next round, but a good read and a nice adjustment of placing Ardis somewhere different.
And posting them up deeper. You can see actually on the flip side, what is that?
Okay, BCJ. If he had more time, he could make me a believer.
Has to hold on to the oppo. Again, you look at the funds.
10 seconds left.
Zekken down to 900, but should be able to muster a purchase out of this. Who's that? Shao pushing over from the other side of the map as well. Yeah, find the headshot and no operator held. But again, similar to exactly what we were just talking about, right? It's Cryo being the tip of the spear here, and Xset have just been shift walking around. Absolutely punished for it.
Yeah.
Even then, you know that because they're shift walking, there's no immediate swing. Nobody's prepared for this angle to be held. So if Ardis can actually get a little more mobile, it would be really concerning if Xset continue with this slow drifting default back and forth across the map.
If you've just been picked like that, I don't think you can sit there and keep trying to go for it. It does, I guess that then does beg the question, do they invest more utility early to try and clear this? Does it become a bit more telling, a little bit more obviously choreographed? We'll wait and see what the answer is. As it stands though, we have a little bit of a mixed bag by the Stinger and the Spectre, Zekken and Def with one of those each. The rest still on rifles. And Ardis again, new position. There it is again, huge punish, and you were spot on by highlighting this. He's one of the best operator players with this. That hyper mobility, that omnipresent play where he is everywhere at once. Dips away this time, he's done his job. It's a 5v4 now.
This BCJ removed, so one of the information gatherers for Xset. Look at the rifle back across though, so still Zekken's ultimate to work. See now, things will slow down for FPX. Want to force a couple of errors on the side of Xset. A little bit of misdirection here with the knife going towards 8. But the creep through double doors already noted at least.
Oh,
Angel, having a swing on it, the double swing.
Yeah, Shao committed as well. I'm so surprised that he stuck that, but then seeing Shao alongside, high risk, but I guess a high reward gained. Zekken looking to try and pick up the pace here, just slice in through middle, maybe test. Zipan on the other side, but sadly Zekken took so much damage. And FPX now answer right back. This is a very back and forth game now.
We're still really looking for that pace change from Xset. I mean, they need to mitigate the risk in the early round now that they're being kind of figured out. Ardis is able to post up a little deeper. A lack of utility, I guess, from those early rounds with FPX playing so deep. Xset are kind
lulled in.
Yeah, they're kind of double thinking about investing their util at the start of the round, right, to clear out these stupid early barrier angles. So Ardis really actually playing with that factor. Xset almost have to revert now, be conscious of the swing from double door, posting up deep in art. Actually, different position altogether once again. Ardis posted up on top. A lesser purchase here, but...
Oh, is this a pop flash kind of playing towards us?
Absolutely is.
Love that. There's a pop flash, and there's the push. Zipan, though, he does not care at all. It's shut down so quickly. Oh, man, the concept, fantastic. The execution, however, not what they wanted.
And this is great, though, right? Xset have a strat there that's actually to counter Ardis posting up there with the operator in the previous round. This is all to try and lock down Ardis, but they're left guessing once again.
Yep.
Curious to see actually how many pieces like that Xset do have.
I'm just happy seeing it. I love seeing, you know, either not a full force up, but you know, these kind of like half buys, light buys. You've got a plan in mind.
They're looking to throw 3 SMGs on Ardis, like literally just
Brilliant.
like bodies
Dive
on the
on it,
line.
please.
Trade him. He can't kill us all, surely.
And they found Zipan, so a little unfortunate in that regard. Tempo slips the net for the first time, but
Beautiful
Xiao
stuff.
very diligent in the end. Good concept from Xset, but the best thing about Ardis is he's slippery as hell in these games to pin down. It's one of the big key things we put towards him. The money swelling mic, the ults are now really starting to hit, and I feel as though Xset have now pumped the brakes himself. And this was a pop flash setup, and the concept not bad, but look at the response though as well.
Angel as well, bouncing the fragment off perfectly to spread across the stairs to find a kill. Doors, and it's actually Angel and Sugetsu over towards B, which is looking like the focus of Xset, at least initially.
Pace on this. I'm amazed Angel got to keep his life. I thought he was dead to rights there, but no slowing down. Zekken going to take the space up towards Pillar.
Sugetsu's going for the wall again. I'm intrigued actually to see if there's a flash from Angel that's supposed to put him in a position to make this work. Angel's actually throwing the first. He's backing away a little deeper, and then Ultimate comes through.
Okay, there's that. Ooh. Still slippery that ice, but the wall's still there regardless. It's Cryo to find Ardis, so that is that fight one towards middle, so now there's problems here. Rotation's not so comfortable. They need to win the fight on the side, and they're not doing it so far. Def bailing them out big. Xset get the access they finally wanted. Spike still being held up for a second here, and Xiao still close enough by it could be an issue. Zekken tries to get aggressive, but he merely feeds in towards Xiao. But it is still 4 standing. Zipan flash through. 40 seconds still to play with. Spike yet to be committed.
You've got to be careful now, Xiao, because that smoke on Heaven should be depleting. You've got to be careful.
Oh.
Probably catches the headshot. Cryo, some crucial damage. Makes it even harder for FPX to find a way back in.
Yeah, confirmed damage too, noting that. Although they've done some good work here, BCJ sharp with it. And a swing, well timed from Cryo, finishing off that earlier damage they did. That's the side hit that we were looking for.
I mean, if there's no early contact, Xset actually moved pretty decisively towards site. And it's actually a stark contrast to a lot of these other rounds where we see them, like I said, shift walking, hoping for the best, that FPX are going to almost deliver them an opening. That clearance from Cryo, that was actually disgusting, by the way.
If he starts hitting.
One enemy remaining.
I mean, if they keep this even, Cryo will come alive on the defense, so we know that's where he's going to have more impact.
He's trying to heat up.
1 round away from it.
Very, very close so far. Lovely little matchup between these two. And this time, Ardis is posted towards long.
But it notes Angel, not Ardis. So Ardis can actually sweep ahead here in range of his TP with the operator.
Bait him in almost here. Very deep on the other extremities.
I mean, it's going to cost them both Prowlers.
One's done nothing. Still fine. There's that smoke gone up, and there's the second Prowler. Okay, does eventually respect it. Does fall away from the angle, but now that's him noted. Do they try and commit again? Do they dare try and challenge the beast on the other side? Cryo being seen doesn't really indicate too much yet, considering he was at mid-lurk last round.
Dual Trailblazer as well, so commanding a lot of respect. FPX almost thinking this is only a couple of players from Xset. Cosmic Divide going to go up.
But look
That's
here.
Zekken's trying to get ahead of this.
He's a madman, but he get caught in the end. Angel was waiting. Definitely want to find Angel, but we know that there's still players here. And Ardis is one of them. Snapping the wrist just to find Aaron. And Ardis!
Oh my God!
What? This is why you don't go towards where he is. That's why you run and hide. And I think he's read him. He's read him like a bloody book. That is why you respect this man.
That is the first.
Sure.
Def's throwing a shoulder as well. The adjustment to find this headhunter shot is ridiculous. What is that?
Wow.
Completely
Wow.
unfazed. Yeah.
There he is. He knows it. He bloody knows it. I can't get it. We're trying to avoid that man. So
Full point now with his composition changes. And actually, really the tip of the spear, it looks like, at least here in the pistol round. To get ahead of this setup. Actually, noted here, Cryo doesn't TP, so almost putting faith in Zekken to really help him out in this position.
Gonna get checked on though, surely. They're gonna send Angel forward, and it's a quick removal. Cryo just getting deleted.
There's no counter peek at all.
No. Maybe a misread, a misplay. Something went a little amiss, because that's certainly not how they wanted to start it.
Also, Def getting a little curious now, but Shout well equipped for this. And Def actually just posting up here towards the orb. FPX will cycle the spike across towards B long. Zekken's still the only one holding down the fort here. FPX cut noise, denying information here, and a total misread from Xset.
Yeah. Won't be able to do much about this, really. FPX will be quite deep. And I mean,
don't want to see Zekken challenge here.
Yeah. He can live in the smokes, but that's really about it. Maybe keep a little bit of space, allow them to step forward. But yeah, not much to be seen. I'm pretty sure Zipan will have seen that as well. So already position somewhat given away. And this one by VCJ. So not looking great so far for any chip damage to be done. Instantly trying to fill that back line, make sure that the player on the site was not going to be pinched. Not bad with the frenzy there. No follow-up though, and it's 4 standing. Aaron, well, labored at the end with the frenzy. And it's clean work from FPX here.
Yeah, really risky from Xset there to obtain that deep setup and put Cryo in a position, but like I said, it's just lacking that second layer. Zekken ultimately, I mean, a lot of weight put on his shoulders once Cryo's ultimately revealed and suppressed that. And yes, the TP comes back online just as they're about to swing onto him, but the fact he doesn't get out, a little strange to me. If Zekken's got, you know, a ghost or I mean, God forbid, a sheriff or something like that, feels a little more comfortable. He's got a classic and util. There's no stun for him. There's
no play in that. You're pretty much stuck. Now, looking here, it is classics galore, and well, we'll see what Cryo can do maybe as if he's in the right place for it. As it stands though, going for the 4-play stack with 3 of them committing up long. Not a bad. Again, never going to be against seeing it. Might try and make something happen, but sadly for them on the other side, well, it depends how this turns out, actually. Zipan
could get overwhelmed.
Could, potentially. Now, I would say, though, there is still layers to this, that you do have a support system of Sugetsu. Oh, the timing.
BCJ get a feeling. A little bit of this pressure now.
They get past the trap completely unnoted. No one's turned yet.
They do.
There it is, perfect play. Oh, they're missing this by just, what, 5 seconds either side. But FPX already have kind of sprungboard past this. Now, there will be quick rotations, I guess you could argue, but post flash not going to reveal Zekken's position.
I mean, it's Shao the one that feels this pressure. He's actually turning back.
Around. I mean, maybe a lack of pressure elsewhere. They just walked up, walked through middle, and they've noted no one, so maybe a decent read, and yes, an excellent read in the end. Could have gone a stray stop, and now we're down to the classics. Zekken going to do a little bit of damage towards Ardis. But any more would be surprising, though he has got himself the Vandal. It does get caught in the end. Angel commits for it, gets it back in his hands, and it'll be 9 now for FPX.
Comfortable start here as well. With obviously the moves they make in terms of spreading things funds should be able to come through, and yeah, comfortably sitting above 2K and got 4 rifles on the board.
Yeah.
So it's another FPX round 3 setup here. Xset got their work cut out for them.
Yeah, and I do want to start kind of talking bigger picture. Once we've seen a couple of these gun rounds, if we get a couple, assuming that FPX don't run away with this, but this bonus isn't looking light. This is a pretty decent buy coming out here, actually.
This is close to a full buy, really.
Yeah.
Expected to round it out for Shao, but again, with the positions he's expected to play.
And the not the sad part, I guess, but a little bit of a problem here is that Cryo's not made much early progress either, so again, he'll be a little bit behind the wheel on this too, so not going to see that ult coming through super early either. And
just to note the awareness of how much Cryo likes to play on the back of that pillar. Fragment to deal with his TP, forcing him a little deeper. FPX will get themselves B long control. fairly comfortably early on.
That's all.
Actually, we'll get the null command off the back of that as well. A knife back in 4 seconds. Be able to retrieve the spike here. And
Spike retrieved.
Xset feeling as if they have an inclination. This is what's happening, because Zekan's hit this fast rotation. BCJ with perfect timing on that as well. Will confirm mid-presence. Now, nothing noted on the side of Belong other than that early utility. Now Cryo's posted up. Xset can lean here as 4.
This is a fantastic read, and with only 30 seconds, FPX are going to be struggling somewhat with the time here. If anything slows them down, the wall should at least allow safe passage. Defcon ready to almost taunt him, but now we look towards the side. The big battle here. Zekan down to 9, but he's got a player towards Pit that can swing. Maybe the timing's right, it is. Aaron's there. That's what you need to be seeing, that offset to this. Use the players they have, and the plant going to come through. 12 seconds, nothing to deny it right now. And this Pit player is still being such a problem. FPX, they at least have the plant. But again, how much more can they hold on to this with just 2 players?
Knife going to come through, and that's an
Great
all-bang
spam.
slam.
Great spam, and now it's just Shao. Xset with a fantastic read, but they still need to hold on to this. And the double swing at the right time. Xset doing exactly what they needed. It wasn't clean, but my God, that read, Mike, you noted it on the money.
I mean, the setup was beautiful, though. Zekan and Aaron setting up a really kind of unorthodox crossfire, right? Nobody can swing onto Zekan without Aaron being there to punish it.
Yeah, it's really nice.
The beautiful hold. And FPX at this point are desperate with the investment to get in. Actually, seemingly for free. This is exactly what I'm talking about here. And it slows things down. Actually, Zekan the one to find initially that, well, the knock-on to Angel was in the null command. But that was just the bonus, remember. And the knock-on effect, see BCJ with the Judge, a light armor, and actually a couple more scattered across Xset's inventory. No ultimates here for FPX on the back of the null command being invested. You can see now Cryo forced a little deeper onto site. Talking about ultimately that chamber head-to-head, but also just measuring Cryo's effectiveness in the second half. This is where we expect him to deliver for Xset.
That's a lot of pressure on his shoulders, considering he is quite isolated from the others.
And considering Ardis is 17 and 8.
And he's looking right his way.
Yes.
So kind of dependent on this exploration towards middle, this fact finder that they're going on to try and maybe reclaim a little bit of the space. And this is big space to be claiming. This is quite telling.
Similar to the previous, they're almost leaning towards a full retake setup here. Cryo handing an opportunity here at least. He does actually, he slips back into range of the knife.
I thought he was out of it. I thought he was going away scot-free. Eats the flash. A little unfortunate, but it's the way the cookie crumbles. The spike now goes down and not really able to do much damage at all. Zipan, not the angle he wanted.
That's big.
Cryo's got it.
The divide's gone up.
And Ardis
is noted. He's got no TP.
This is now a problem for FPX. They're starting to sweat bullets. Sugetsu can't bail him out either. 4 still standing for Xset. This is the time. Surely the Fuse denial this time around. Has to wait it out. Second attempt now. Anything to stop this. I don't think they can really deny it. They have to just stand and face this as the wall still holds. The defuse came in, and Xset finding a little more form now.
He's starting to see some of these choreographed setups here from Xset, allowing this site to be given up. And actually, even with Cryo kind of just slipping back into range of that suppress, ultimately doesn't give FPX a comfortable setup here. A beautiful retake, though. Again, the key engagement is actually Cryo to get back into elbow. And nothing once that wall goes up. There's no challenge. What? That's a disgusting second shot there. Didn't even catch that one, but now we'll force FPX back down to a scattered purchase. Ardis will throw a Guardian in the mix. Total force available, obviously, for the next. The key to know now is actually forced the adjustment of Cryo. They've had to put him elsewhere.
Oh, second. Lovely.
He's loosening
connection.
up.
Yeah, he's starting to feel into this game, and maybe, again, haven't seen them in these lower bracket runs. We have to wait to see how they really fare in this. They start finding that confidence later on. Close the gap on the scoreboard even further. As of course this round we are just on the Guardians, the Spectres, and the Sheriffs, so it's not going to be a big one potential. If all goes true, this should be a conversion for Xset, and they should You're closing that scoreline in now. And I've got to say, the reads and the calls off the back of this kind of like mid to late round fact-finding, these information plays, is just excellent. And again, though, Xset more than aware of what's coming towards them here.
And happy not to over-challenge here as well.
30 seconds
Getsu finds a response, but again, the other two players have been noted towards A main. Zekken and Aaron can set up for this now.
Flash didn't find anything. And it's comfy work there for Xset. Didn't break a sweat, didn't look pressured. And this is what they needed. Stabilize, get their money building in the right direction before made it across from that. We're going to finally start seeing those ults cycle in as well.
1B and what can the tour de force find here? It's such a beautiful opener here from Zekken.
Go, go, go!
I mean, I first guys.
It's like carbon copy of the kill at the end of the last round as well.
Guys, keep it up.
Beautiful stuff.
Beautiful. That was beautiful.
Who will I spot first?
Here we go, Cryo with the operator coming out now. Tour de force on the other side, so we do start to see the battles start to really commence. But aggression towards B long, this is committed to. Zekken will have to fall away. He does get suppressed, so a little slower about it, but almost forced in towards middle. Now seen. Xset really getting the lay of the land here.
They are, and FPX almost expect this kind of counter-aggression elsewhere. But it's very quickly
Look at the
negated by
stack.
BCJ's utility. Yeah, it's drawn everybody to mid.
There's no one on A. A trap there and that's it. And they're walking this, they're trying to find the info. It's quite brave to be doing this, but it's absolutely the right call. They're calling FPX on these default bluffs that's, you know, buying time, precious seconds, but
Only thing you don't want to see here is Aaron fall.
Aaron has to be, plays life really at this point, but it looks like he wants to try and be good for one maybe. Such a dangerous position to be in, but he's still trying to allow for maybe that play back in, and you can see the attempt, you can see the theory, but in execution, it's just the guillotine coming down as Def, the only one to respond back in kind. A 4v3 as it stands.
Beautifully executed again, though. Talking about some of these set pieces Xset have. The flash over from Link. Almost dismantling this attempt to get onto B sign. Actually, Seeker's invested here. Cosmic Divide as well. Def's got to be careful, though, because this pop flash is coming through.
He's fully blind. The spike plant is in. And the flash again buying precious seconds here, allowing them to a better post plant, but they do know Artis just been pinged out. Can Artis do much with this? Can he even get away from this position?
Def's got the
Dip
knife.
to the other side.
Just post onto Artis here.
You'd imagine so, but Artis may be assuming he's moved and he hasn't. Sticks around a little longer and Def reaps the rewards for it. Still 3 more to find, and it's a firing squad on long. 2 towards Pillar, 1 at the back, and the swing's just perfect. Def can no longer really change the outcome. Maybe looking for some damage on the way out here, but he ain't gonna be given anything. FPX find it right back.
And crazy to see, actually a beautifully coordinated setup there from Xset. Aaron just slips inside that second smoke, but it's actually Sugetsu's wall that I think cancels out the majority of that flash coming through. Yeah. See Def desperate to get ahead of it. Sees 3 people the other side of it, I think, and it's not pretty. See, actually that first smoke, there's a couple of players playing anti-flash inside that.
I think that's it.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Hawk out.
A bit of a different commitment this time. Cryo joining them on towards B long, but falling away off the back of the flash that came through. But keep your eyes on the other side of the map. This is FPX quite early on, especially for them, exploring through mid, looking towards Art. Oh yeah, slowly creeping towards A long. But we have seen this deep hold towards A as well. You know, one tucked towards Pit, one kind of on the alleyway. Nice synergy between the two. So FPX given a little bit of room, but it's certainly not safe.
Look how proactive Xset are once again. Already sending 2 players across. Zekken to come through Spawn, and BCJ actually making his way back through Connector.
Just the crossfire hold again.
A little bit of stall here with this utility, but need to find something, and actually, Def does finally find it.
The crossfire again, it's so good. The positions are fantastic. Zipan the only one to really find any damage back. Def though, perfect position again. This guy's starting to heat up as well. Safe pair of hands, an experienced man. And Sugetsu noted on the site. Time to try and play this one back in, spots the other player as well. That's gonna be Shao up towards Maid, and that's Bam. It is just made of paper here.
Sugetsu actually catches the decay there. but didn't die.
I'm amazed he's still alive. He was down to absolutely nothing. Stunned up now. There is no way out of this for Sugetsu. But can he take anyone with him? He can! Still finds BCJ, leaving Xiao maybe just a chance at this in a 1v2. Zekken and Cry on the other side. Tagged up Zekken. First fight's won. Zekken's got it. And Xset get time on the defuse. And they are keeping this one close. 9 rounds now carved on the board.
These holds on A side for Xset are so beautiful to watch. I guess the timing that comes through when they're able to slip back into this crossfire. Unlucky for FPX though, because they get all the way through R and there's no challenge whatsoever. Because it almost baits them into kind of a false sense of security.
1 HP and he got away.
So the fact that he even gets that far away from the seas as well.
Gotta go.
Lucky boy.
Hey! Yo, up, down, out.
Back at this, I'll go up.
Just 1 round separating them. 2 rifles to come into this, Angel and Shout.
Enemy suppressed.
The knife actually revealing 2 members of FPX early on, and Cryo happy to get a little more aggressive
There
now.
it is.
And the dismiss perfectly timed.
Really, really lovely. Good to see him making his presence noted with that operator. Again, Zip and Xiao will be the danger men in this round if you're on it, are an FPX fan. And Zip has done well, but Cryo swift with it.
Beautiful shots from Cryo to open this up.
Very clean.
FPX down to 3 now. Still got 2 rifles in circulation though. And the Sheriff for Sugetsu. Xiao
They're starting to read it.
digs A-Rin out of the pit.
Oh, the timing.
Blocking vision.
But there's still progressing towards B!
Whoa!
Cryo, get out of here! Such a great shot towards
You will
Artis.
not kill my ally.
We've got the resin
Ez
here.
going for it too. There's still 2 players over this side as well. So you've got the 1v1 on towards A and this 2v2. A very split dynamic, but you've got to say it.
30
Cryo's
seconds
been
left.
intimidating. And with 30 seconds, where else can you go?
I think they tried to fake the rotation there, but BCJ not biting. The numbers advantage, at least on this site. If Artis progresses through, and he actually takes one out.
Yeah, but
BCJ good for the trade.
Great trade. And the horn going up has to be handled as well, so he notes the information. C's quickly committed, trying to buy a couple more seconds. 10 seconds left on the board! And it ain't clean, it ain't pretty, but it might just get the job done, and BCJ just tries to stay alive. Oh, I'm gonna come in though. Xiao's right there, and the timing should be... Oh, the shot goes astray! It ain't over yet. But Xiao, is there any way out of this corner? Is he just stuck here? They haven't spotted him yet. Zekken, death from above. I think he's noted him, he has. Zekken's there. And the scoreline's going to be a 10 apiece. A close series now. But considering that round didn't have too much to it for FPX, a couple of rifles, and that was it.
I mean, he
Still
got dicey
dangerous.
for a minute there.
Absolutely.
Got really dicey. After Cryo, what, finding 3 with the operator?
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff from him to open this round up. Again, this adjustment here to find the headshot onto Artis. FPX will call the timeout here. BCJ almost making a meal of this one.
One enemy remains.
Got there in the end.
That's all that matters. It's unlucky for Xiao, but there's no way for him to reset away from that plant. A crucial round for Xset here as well. They can round out a couple of gaps in the economy here. Do have the tour de force anyway behind this operator purchase for Cryo. Actually 2 off the Cosmic Divide, 1 away from the null command as well. FPX backs against the wall in terms of the finances. And a much, much slower approach here from FPX. They know what's riding on this. Cryo switching things up once again. No progress whatsoever from this default. FPX almost anticipating a little bit of a pace change from Xset, but with how they've been playing, look at the minimap. Again, already poised, happy for Cryo to take this information early enough. He's going to be able to get out of dodge. That should be an indicator, the knife coming through.
But so much faith just putting Cryo, so much pressure on one man's shoulders considering no one else is here. And you can see why. Still good for it with 1. Finding Artis of all people as well, opposing number. Ult could be collected here for Angel. Might facilitate them getting towards the site. Yep, happy to be the first man forward. Gonna probably pop this and get the hell into there. Yeah, Seekers to follow as well. They're gonna try and use this as a way to carve through the site. Late lurk in middle going to come into effect eventually for Xiao. But there's so many players now on site for Xset. The rotation was perfect. Angel's been picked. And now the plant comes in, but the postman's going to be weak. Going to note the player on the site. They're going to take Angel away from the equation too. And Sugetsu and Xiao unnoted. Xiao now considered though, doesn't get as much maybe damage as he wanted. And this playback from Xset, these retakes have been good, but so's that spam! It's time for the reload and he's buying time.
Yeah, the gravity well.
Pop flash though,
He's got
pulls
him
him
off
off! He's doing everything one man can! The defuse will come in, Def puts his body on the line, Xset take the lead.
Wow. As Xiao really set up as this late round piece here, the wall goes up to make sure that ultimately Sugetsu can't be wall banged on that plant, but Xiao coming back through has that angle to make sure it's as safe as possible. But it's another successful retake from Xset, another successful defusal. I said it before, FPX backs against the wall in terms of the finances. Left in a very, very precarious position now. Xset found 11. Comfortable now. Operator back in play. Tour de Force untouched. A Guardian, 2 Spectres. A Sheriff thrown in here for FPX.
And again, I was a little worried for Cryo left almost severed from the others, but the rotation time, I mean, Xset are there in seconds.
Like I said, this contact comes through so it takes so long to get all the way down B long.
Absolutely.
Onto site. And yes, a lot of pressure rides on Cryo's shoulders, but he's been good for it this half.
Oh, for sure. Now, contact made towards Art.
There.
Already 2 players ready to find the fight here, and Zekken gonna be probably played in off the back of BCJ potentially. And the snap?
What?
Spike down.
Give me Zipan's POV of that. Was he already predicting that angle? I'm not sure, but Def eats the flash, tries to get away from danger, and he has for a moment's time.
Oh no!
Noted! They turn around and catch him. But they're clutching at straws, but somehow they might have just got the round in the bag. Cryo is nowhere near.
And this is almost kind of the benefit of a couple of these previous rounds, right? Where they have just put Cryo up with the operator, happy to put 2 towards mid, 2 towards A site. But FPX absolutely ripped them apart. Barely anything achieved off that double stack.
I just can't believe the shot that came out from Zip. Maybe he was already predicting, maybe, I don't know. Because it looked like he got to step out for a second, and that was it. But yeah, and even then, it looked like Def was completely caught off guard. He couldn't do anything without trying to fall away. I mean, it all fell into the right places for FPX here. So considering the buy they came in with as well, being able to keep this now at 11-11. Something quite dreamy about it.
A much-needed
Oh yeah.
thrifty round here.
What's the money like for Xset? Surely they've got
I mean,
plenty in the bag.
if they can cycle the operator across, they can get a weapon for everybody. Zekken's the only one missing one, but Cryo does have that tour de force.
That's true.
Seen Zekken pick it up. I think that's why he's smiling all the way to site. He's just smiling as he's walking out. He's like, well, okay.
I put him in the bin.
I'm going.
Wow. Okay, 11-11 now. Sparse answers back from FPX though. Look at the string of rounds that Xset have been pulling off. They are in the lead this map so far, at least on this half. Pulling this one back. And Artist not been the victor in many of these fights with Cryo.
Happy to still dip his toes and take this fight though.
Absolutely.
Luckily, the flash actually there to put the reveal in. Try and mask that utility just so he can get wall banged. I love this from Xset. This time, Cryo's got 2 people to support him here.
A much different look, and the Prowler being able to make it this deep surely is quite indicative that someone has been pushed up here. Pop flash for Angel. Finds nothing, so starting to maybe work out these options, but already again, Artist caught off one more time. This half, Cryo's absolutely had his number, and with 50 seconds, Xset have left options in middle, but it's the first time that FPX have really explored this.
Options, yes, but look at the contingency now from Xset. Zekken's been posted in spawn. He can swap out with BCJ to watch that sewer push. As FPX actually have their sights set. Cryo's way ahead of his TP. Needs some help to get out of this position now from Def, but he's tucked onto site.
And Def ain't helping him.
30 seconds.
Cryo is all alone, and
no way he gets away from that. What?
How is he? And there's players pushing up. How? How has he been allowed to do this? I don't understand how he's been allowed to do this. He should have been dead and buried, but somehow he still stands. He finally goes down to Zipan. making mountains out of molehills, and now a 3v2. 9 seconds of trying to get the spike back, and already BCJ's found Chow. It's all on Zipan here. And a tap on the spike, he draws him in, but he's dead and gone. And Cryo is just a magician with it.
Great adjustment as well to put 2 people with Cryo over on B site. And again, just a little bit of utility to make sure it feels a little more comfortable when they bank on that rotation. And Cryo still finds it. I said it before, he's been good for it. How does he get out of here and convert it to 2 more kills?
Oh, it's unbelievable, isn't it?
I got the
Big round.
He's just caught up to Artis, by the way.
Yep. Pretty incredible scenes from both sides, and this is holding true to what Tom was saying at the start of this. This is one of those battle of the 2 chambers. How good they look throughout the series.
I think that's just the fragment to clear out the TP on Pillar, but again, early on in this half, Xset happy to play deeper, almost leaving Cryo solo in some of these, but actually we'll repeat the previous setup here with BCJ and Def to complement that B-site hold. Aaron and Zekin got to be careful here.
Artis.
Love that as well, the recalled smoke there, just to allow Zekin to slip a bit deeper onto site.
They have no idea.
They have no idea.
Did Zekin just turn around?
Yeah.
Okay, Artis is watching this one. See, the Seeker's gonna come in.
Look at the nightfall timing as well for BCJ.
Seconds just spamming it to try and potentially buy a couple of precious seconds. Zipan managing to keep himself alive, and somehow Xset are as well. The amount of pressure that's trying to pour towards his side, and Zekin surges forward on 8 HP. The trade from Artis eventually hits. After seeing so much, finally able to do the damage. The crossfire still in place, and the divide gonna make this harder. 30 seconds. They got their work cut out, and the first man forward is Artis. Strides in, kicks down the door, takes Def with him, but there is a stack in pit. 2 players are here, and he jump spots. He's probably gonna have seen both there, to be fair. Does die.
They got him!
He found one on the way as well. Angel gets picked out from the wall bang. A 3v2 now.
We'll be able to set up this crossfire though, but Xiao has to go huge from this position. Sugetsu then has to bail him out. Xset progressing forward. Sugetsu actually holding close contact here.
Ooh,
he's gonna find it.
And now it's all on Xiao. BCJ and Cryo on the other side. Horn comes in. Has to respect it, but does not respect that. Cryo saving Xset from a 1v2 that felt like it was on the horizon and getting them over the line. A closer game, but the same...